Recently, I did a video on the gut microbiome and how what we eat can affect it. This week, I'm going to share what the research shows about other ways we may be able to improve our gut biome. If you'd like to check out the previous video, see the link above and also in the description below. Today, I'm going to share what the research shows about how exercise, stress, and being out in nature can do to influence our gut biome. Let's start with exercise. When we exercise, it can change the gut microbiome and reduce inflammation. In this study on the effect of diet and exercise on intestinal integrity in microbial diversity in mice, they found exercise reduced the intestinal inflammatory response due to high-fat diet, and exercise is a safe and efficacious strategy to combat obesity through positive changes in microbial ecology and intestinal health. And they included that these data suggest that exercise has a strong influence on the gut integrity and host microbiome. What? We can decrease intestinal inflammation and improve our gut integrity just by exercising? Who knew? And in this review on how exercise influences the microbiome gut-brain axis, they state, more recently, aerobic exercise has been shown to impact the gut by increasing microbiome diversity and functional metabolism in both humans and mice. And current evidence allows for the assumption that exercise may mediate bidirectional relationship between the gut and brain through alterations in the microbiome. When we move our bodies, our guts get healthier, and it improves how our guts communicate with our brains. Very cool. In Dr. Will Bolshewitz's book, Fiber Fueled, he reports there was a 40% increase in healthy gut microbes with exercise. Similarly, in adult humans, we see increased short-chain fatty acid-producing gut microbes with regular exercise. When we exercise, we can improve our gut microbiome, and this, in turn, can help us with our brain health and reduce inflammation, both of which are very important to people with MS. Our brains shrink faster than those without MS, and inflammation is a driver of MS and MS symptoms. So it really is important that we move our bodies to keep our beautiful brains healthy and happy. Next, stress. We all have it, but did you know that it can affect our guts? Do you ever get butterflies in your stomach when you're scared? Or does your digestion change when you're under stress? Mine does, for sure. Stress can really do a number on our tummies. And think about how we talk about the gut and our emotions. Gut feelings, gut wrenching, gut instinct. It takes guts. When we're under stress, it can change our microbiome. In this review about stress and the gut-brain axis, they state, results from subsequent studies have continued to support a connection between gut microbiota and stress responsiveness, including reports that stress exposure early in life or in adulthood can change the organism's microbiota composition. They also found that fecal transplants into mice could result in an inflammatory response and a depressive response. When the microbiota from stressed people was given to the mice, it affected their health, and not in a good way. And in this review on influence of early life, diet, and the environment on the microbiome, they state, in recent years, there's growing evidence that there are bidirectional communication pathways between the gut microbiome and the brain, and recent studies have highlighted that this communication takes place through various processes, including the vagus nerve, gut hormone signaling, inflammatory processes, and neurotransmitter production, just to name a few. Therefore, real or perceived stress can modulate this bidirectional communication in a way that increases dysbiosis and increases individuals' propensity to develop disease. We really do need to reduce our stress. One of the ways we can do this is through mindfulness. I took a course in mindfulness-based stress reduction based on the teachings of Jon Kabat-Zinn to help me with my MS symptoms, and I'll put links to his books in the description below if you'd like to check them out. I try to include mindfulness throughout my day. I take 10 mindful breaths before getting out of bed each morning and do a guided mindfulness meditation each day. And then I take 10 mindful breaths each night when I get back into bed. Do you practice mindfulness or stress reduction? Let me know in the comments below. Next is being outside in nature. We need to get outside more. Modern life has moved us indoors, and it's bad for us. I was so lucky as a kid. I grew up on a small farm, and I was outside all the time. I was with the animals, in the barn, in the pasture, in the woods. I was constantly outside, and I loved it. As I got into my adult years, though, I found I was inside almost all the time. I was in my house, and then I'd go to work inside, and I would shop inside, and I would be inside my car in between all these places. Can you relate? Let me know in the comments. One of the changes that happened was, due to the pandemic, there has been more outside dining options, and I love this. I've started eating meals out on my deck, too. I love dining al fresco. And it turns out that being outside can improve our gut microbiome too. In this study on biodiversity on daycare children, they found these findings suggest that the exposure to environmental microbial diversity can change the microbiome and modulate the function of the immune system in children. And in conclusion, our study demonstrated that modifying the living environment of children with microbiologically diverse natural materials might provide a feasible approach for decreasing the risk of immune-mediated diseases in urban populations. Wow! We might be able to reduce the risk of immune disease by playing outside in the dirt. Hooray! More recent studies are also finding that being outdoors improves our butyrate production. Butyrate is a short-chain fatty acid that supports our immune system, reduces inflammation, and prevents disease. In this study, they found emerging evidence suggests that environmental butyrate producers may help supplement the human gut microbiota. The bugs in the soil help the bugs in our guts. If you'd like to see more information on the benefits of being in nature, check out my video on forest bathing in the link above and in the description below. As I said in the last video, the diversity of plants in our diet is the greatest predictor of a healthy gut microbiome, but we can also help our gut bugs by exercising regularly, practicing mindfulness and stress reduction, and spending time out in nature. The question of the day is, what improvements can you make to help your gut microbiome? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please give it a like, the thumbs up icon underneath the video. And if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Until next time, be well.